Hey, welcome to Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel and today I'm going to be sharing with you the polishes that I wore in June of 2023. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future uploads. So June feels like it was quite a while ago. When I'm filming this, we're wrapping up July. But I still can't get these June polishes off my mind. Oh my goodness, I don't want to brag, but I knocked it out of the park with manis and petty polishes in June. I just really was looking at my summer seasonal rack and going after wearing a rainbow of colors. I looked at the pile of polishes that I'd worn so far for the month and said, oh, you know, I haven't worn a yellow yet this month. Let me pull a yellow. And so looking at all the colors together is so super satisfying. It's just a really beautiful rainbow and I love rainbows. And I've said before, summer is my favorite season when it comes to polishes because I just love everything bright and happy and colorful. It just puts me in such a good mood and it's warm outside and I love it. It turned out to be a great month for manis. So if you haven't seen one of my what I wore videos before, first we're gonna look at polishes that I wore as pedicures, just a look at the bottle shots and give you my thoughts on those. Then we're gonna take a look at all of my manicures for the month. I divide that section into polishes that I liked okay first, and then we're gonna talk about polishes that I did not like or manicures that I did not like and may de-stash. And then at the end, we'll look at polishes and manicures that I absolutely loved. All right, so we're gonna start with pedicures first. The first pedicure that I wore in June is a classic from Orly. It is vintage. I would describe vintage, ooh, this is kind of hard, as like a very bright seafoam green. It's kind of minty, but just too bright to be minty. I expected a lot from this polish because I feel like I hear so many people in the nail polish community talk about how amazing the shade is. It's not a shade I typically gravitate towards for pedicures. When it comes to pedicures, I pretty much wear red, pink, purple. I like purple as pedicures actually. And then like dark reds, oranges, yellows, just warm tones. Not necessarily warm undertones, but like that warm side of the color wheel, you know what I mean? Except I know purple isn't, you know what I'm saying. Naturally, this is outside of my comfort zone. I don't really wear green polishes as pedicures, and this is a bright green. I thought I might like it because I expected it to have just like this outstanding formula. It didn't, and I didn't love this as a pedicure. I will not be reaching for it as a pedicure again. I'm gonna give it another shot as a manicure. I'm hoping I'll like it better that way, but it was kind of patchy and streaky. I think it took 4 coats on some nails to get full opacity, full coverage, get rid of that patchiness. It was kind of runny. Maybe if I have this bottle for a while and it thickens up a bit, it'll be a little bit easier to work with. But yeah, I had high hopes for this color, pretty color, but took too much work for what I wanted, and then I didn't love the end result. And I was really pushing the envelope this month with the colors that I wore as pedicures, so I wore another color that's kind of outside my comfort zone. This is OPI Tile Art to Warm Your Heart. I would describe this one as being a mid-toned blue cream shade. This kind of blue is so pretty because it's bright enough to be summer, but it's not like neon, like, whoa, your eyes are just like searing. Kind of blue. It's really pretty and it's kind of mid-toned and muted while still being super bright. I actually put this on as a pedicure because my mom went and got her nails done and she wore this as a pedicure and loved it, like really loved it. Loved it so much that she got her nails done again as pedicure twice after that and picked this color. She wore it as a pedicure 3 times in a row. She never does that. I never do that. So I had to wear this as a pedi. Now I didn't love it quite as much as she did. Her skin tone is fairer than mine is, so she had a lot of pop from this color, but my skin tone is mid-tone. I'm a medium skin tone, and this is kind of a medium blue, so I think I just didn't get that kind of contrast that she got, and I didn't love it quite as much, but it was a beautiful color. The formula, oh my gosh, beautiful. I loved that, and for a blue, I don't usually love blue pedicures. For a blue, I really did enjoy this, and I would probably wear it again as a pedi sometime. And did I say I had 2 pedicures? Because I actually had 3, I forgot. The last one comes from Essie, and it is Check Your Baggage. It is a really red undertoned yellow. It almost looks orange, but it, I would say, is a yellow cream. Wow, This was my favorite pedicure of the month. It's been a minute since I've worn a yellow pedi, but I think the first time for sure that I remember getting a pedicure done in the salon, yellow was the polish color I picked, and I wish I knew what shade it was. It was an OPI yellow when I was in high school. I'm sure that nail tech hated me. Because who wants to use an old OPI yellow? Like, no thank you. But this was amazing. Formula was perfect. I think it was a 2 to 3 coater, really easy to work with, super smooth and even, no patchiness, and just, oh, it just filled me with joy. I love yellow polish. It's happy, it's sunshiny, it's perfect for summer, and I think yellow pedicures are just so uplifting. So this was one I considered wearing as a repeat pedicure, but I didn't because I just have too much on my rack that I haven't tried and I need to wear. But I wish I wouldn't have waited so long to put this on. Absolutely beautiful. All right, on to manicures that I liked okay. The first one comes from Paint It Pretty Polish. This one is the Paint It Pretty Polish of the month from August 2021. This one's an interesting one to describe. It is a yellow leaning orange base and it has a lot of stuff in it, y'all. Lots of glitter, mostly blue it looks like, hex glitter, square glitter, micro glitter, then lots of multi-chrome flakes, maybe iridescent flakes, and they're super shifty. And then I think some black square glitters, black square micro glitters, and some of it is hollow, maybe. So this is like the everything but the kitchen sink kind of polish. I was really excited to wear this for a few reasons. One was because it's a Paint It Pretty polish, and I haven't purchased anything else from this brand, but I've been really wanting to for a long time, thanks to Caitlin Swatches. I got this in like a mystery bag that I purchased from someone on Instagram last year and just have been really wanting to wear it. I love orange polish. I don't wear it often enough, and this one is really interesting and unique to my collection. That being said, even though it was super unique to my collection, I was not a big fan of this on my nails. For some reason, this base color always looks different on me than it does in the bottle. Let me know down in the comments if you have that same issue. It's these yellowy oranges. They look very bright and like punchy in the bottle, but then when I get them on my nails, they kind of look a little bit more muted. They lean a lot more orange than they do yellow, and like they're noticeably different in the bottle than they look on my nails. I don't know if it's my top coat. I don't know if it's just how this color looks against my skin tone, but it's always a little bit disappointed because when I reach for these, I want something bright and that's really gonna pop, and this didn't give it to me. So I enjoyed the flakies and the glitter mix in here, but the base color was just not my favorite. Another one I didn't absolutely love comes from Owl Lacquer. It's called Drooble's Best Blowing Gum. I would describe this one as being a bright mid-tone blue with some purple iridescent flakes, and purple shimmer and hollow flakes. This is a fabulous, fabulous color. It is bright, it's fun, it's perfect for summer. I really liked it on the nails. The formula wasn't too bad. I think it was a 2 to 3 coater, but I just had some kind of feeling in my heart when I wore this. I've seen this before, I've worn this before. I know I have a dupe for this somewhere in my collection. So I'm gonna look in my collection and see if I can find something similar. If I can, I'm gonna pick a favorite between the two and de-stash the other one. If I don't, I will keep this one, but I really feel like I have something like this already, so for that reason I made it into this kind of middle category. Pretty shade though. Another one I liked okay came from Wildflower Lacquer, and it is called Efflorescent. This one is a light pink, light-ish pink base with beautiful shifting shimmer. It shifts from pink to gold to green, and then it's got linear holographic. I wore this one for a more serious event that I had to go to in June, and it didn't give me summer feelings. That's why I think it ended up in this middle category. It is a beautiful shade. The shifting shimmer is fabulous. The hollow is beautiful, but I just wanted something brighter. You know, it was June, it was hot outside, I wanted something fun, and this was pretty, but it felt a lot more springtime for me. And since I'm a seasonal polish wearer, it wasn't giving me what I needed at the time. So I'll be holding on to this one. It was a beautiful shade. I love how my swatch photos came out, and I was just like staring at the shift all day long, but it wasn't perfect for June. And the last manicure in this middle category comes from Sassy Pants Polish. It is called Hot Patootie Columbia, and it is a black jelly base with lots of stuff. Red, blue, and silver hex glitters and holographic micro glitter. Is that all? It's just really packed with glitter. Yeah. So this one I had put on my summer rack kind of with 4th of July in mind. I wanted to wear it like leading up to 4th of July because those red, blue, and silver glitters really had me feeling like kind of, someone said on Instagram, emo patriotic, which made me laugh so hard because that is perfect. Yes. This felt very like emo, alternative, 4th of July manicure, and I don't know, I just thought that was so funny. So I wore it the week before 4th of July. And I loved the formula. It had a great curly formula, but in the bottle, the red and blue and silver glitters are all stuck to the sides. You can kind of see it there. They're really stuck to the sides. So I thought when I had this on my nails that it would be, the glitters would really stand out. But on the nails, of course, they had a pond effect. The glitters were not as prominent. So unless I was really studying my nails, if I had them really close, I couldn't even really see the red and blue glitters. The silver ones really popped, but the red and blue kind of got lost in the jelly base. So for that reason, it didn't feel super patriotic. I still enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty, especially for a black polish in summertime. I did that last summer too and really enjoyed it. And when I put this on, I was like, wait a second, I think I actually really like black polish. So it made me happy, but it was not the look that I was going for. So middle category. All right, on to polishes that I wore as manicures that I did not like in June. The first one is this shade from Olive Ave Polish. It is called Blossom. Blossom is a light pink shimmer shade and it has beautiful gold shimmer. All right, so I feel like I'm being super brutal putting this, actually all 3 of the I didn't like polishes in this category. I'm being really tough, but I've been trying to do that. Because if I don't look at a polish immediately and think like, as soon as I see it on my shelf, oh, I love that polish, I want to wear that again, I don't want it in my collection. I'm kind of a minimalist. I want polishes that I absolutely love and that's it. I'm not like just trying to have, I'm not a big like collector. I just want polishes that I love and want to wear again. And that's not the feeling I got when I wore this one. Was it a pretty shade? Yes. So I don't know if I'm going to destash it. In the bottle, it looks pink with a gold shimmer, and on my nails it looked really, really nude. And y'all know I've been chasing after that perfect pink polish with a gold shimmer, so when I put this on and it pulled kind of nudie on me just because of my skin tone, I think, I was like a little bit let down. It wasn't quite what I was looking for. Part of that could be though too because it's a lighter shade and it's summertime, and like I mentioned earlier, it's not bright. I want bright. But again, I had a more serious event to go to this month, and so I felt the need to wear something a little bit more neutral. And so for what I needed, it worked, but it just wasn't what I wanted. So I'm gonna hang on to this one actually and give it a try another season. I think it's really pretty. It just, again, pulled more nude on me than I was expecting, but really pretty shade. The shimmer was glorious. I will mention that someone said something in my last monthly manis video that they feel like their Olive Ave polishes dry down slower than the rest of their collection, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you are so right. It seems like, I'm like looking at my little Olive Ave shelf over here. It seems like all the polishes on that shelf I've had that same issue with. I'll put it on and regardless of how long I wait for the polish to dry, I always get dings in my nails. It happened with Sage, it happened with Lyra, it happened I think with Pumpkin, and then it happened with Blossom too. I put it on and then sure enough I get dings in it. So I think that's one thing that's kind of also impacting my perception of this polish. I maybe need to give it a little extra dry time because when it gets those dings, I'm out. I don't care. It doesn't matter how pretty it is. I want to take it off. Another one I didn't really love wearing comes from OPI, and it is Strawberry Waves Forever. This one is a, oh man, I want to call it a pink base, but I think it's more of like a red base, a reddish pink base with a beautiful shifting shimmer that shifts pink to gold. It almost looks copper in certain lightings. So this is a really impressive polish from a mainstream brand, in my opinion. That is why I got it. I feel like you don't see too much shifting shimmer when it comes to mainstreams, especially OPI. And so when I saw something bright and fun and it had shifting shimmer, I had to get my hands on this polish. But in doing that, I forgot that like bright pink pinky red is not just it's just not my favorite. I really like orange leaning reds. I really like blue leaning reds. I really like true reds. Pinky reds are like my least favorite of the pinks and the reds. So when I wore this, I didn't like it initially. It did kind of start to grow on me, but it's another example of would I see it on my rack and be like, oh, I can't wait to wear that? No, I wouldn't feel that way, so it is not a favorite. All right, the baby is here, so if you hear sounds, that's what they are. I'm not sure how long she's gonna let me film like this. She is really noisy now and wiggly, so we'll see. But the last polish that I did not love this month, I feel like some of you all are gonna be mad at me about. It is Phoenix Polish SheHulk. This one I would describe as having a neon purple base that leans pink, and it has beautiful iridescent shifting flakes that shift blue to purple to pink. All right, I was really wanting to love this one, and I'm not going to destash it because I think maybe it could have been a case of wrong time to wear this polish, or I just wasn't in the mood, that kind of thing. But I really just didn't enjoy this one. It was patchy on me. I still had quite a few like bald spots in 3 coats, and that could have been application error. That's another reason I'm going to hold on to it. Maybe I didn't wait long enough for the coats to dry. But I did have a good amount of patchiness with this one in 3 coats, and when I had it on, I just wanted to take it off. I don't know if that was the patchiness or if it was just the color. I am really picky about the purples that I wear, but I was really looking forward to wearing this one and loving it, and I just did not. I really thought it would remind me of a polish that I wore last year from Emily DeMolly called Always Around Me. They are almost exact dupes. Color-wise, and the flakes versus shimmer are almost the same too. But just for some reason, I was not feeling SheHulk. I don't know why, but I'm gonna try it again. I will not give up. All right, and last we are gonna talk about the polishes that I loved for this month. There were a lot. The first one is this beautiful yellow from Indie Polish by Patty Lopes. It's called Paradise. This one has a primary like school bus yellow sunshiny base with beautiful shifting shimmer that shifts green to gold to copper and holographic flakes. I wasn't sure if I was gonna love this one. I purchased this. I wasn't sure I was gonna love it because of the sheerness. I knew it was going to be a little bit sheer, but it wasn't as sheer as I was expecting, and I actually completely loved it. The shifting shimmer was fabulous. The flakes were beautiful. It just, it's another example of yellow just filled me with joy this season. I should have totally pulled more yellow polish for my summer rack. I just felt so good and happy and like, just in my element when this was on my nails. I loved this polish. Absolutely loved it. Another one I loved that I was not expecting to love quite as much was China Glaze's Monster Piece. This one is a mid-toned, almost berry pink base with holographic flakes. So I hunted this polish down for a while. I looked and looked and looked and tried to find it somewhere where I could buy it and not pay an arm and a leg for shipping. I finally got my hands on it last year, the year before, and when I got it in person, it just wasn't as bright as the Instagram swatches I saw of it that made me want to purchase it so badly. So I was a little bit let down. I was thinking maybe it's more of a fall shade than I thought. I wanted it to be like super bright, fun, punchy pink. And it was not, but it was like something different I didn't expect, different from what I saw in the bottle once I got it on my nails. Beautiful formula. I think it did take 3 coats to be completely opaque and smooth and even, but the hollow in here was just wonderful. I need China Glaze to do more holographic polishes. I'm thinking of this polish. I'm thinking of She's So Extraterrestrial from a few Halloweens ago. They do these hollow polishes so well. China Glaze, can we get more please? Because I loved this one. The color was very flattering on me, and it is dark enough, like the base, that I feel like I could wear this in fall or maybe even winter and really, really enjoy it. Yeah, absolutely fantastic shade. So glad I picked this one up. So glad I didn't give in to like my impressions of it in the bottle and got this on my nails, because you all, it was wonderful. The next one that I wore and really enjoyed was kind of a combo. I wore one of the polishes as a full manicure for quite a few days, and then got a little bit of tip wear and decided to make it kind of a Skittle manicure, I guess if you could call it that. So the polish that I wore on its own for quite a few days is from Sassy Pants Polish. I think it's so funny, I have two of these that I wore in June, and this is a brand I've never tried their polishes before outside of swatching them for like collaboration boxes and stuff. But Sassy Pants Polish Witch Please is one I would describe as being like one of those mermaidy, like, oh, cerulean blue bases, and it has like iridescent flakes, it has holographic micro glitters. It is very sparkly and shiny and pretty. So I wore Witch Please from Sassy Pants on its own for a few days, and wow, I loved it. I liked it in the bottle. I got it on my nails and I felt like a mermaid. It instantly made me want to like go to the nearest pool, and I'm not a big swimmer, so that says a lot. It made me want to go swimming, and it just felt perfect for summer. It's a witch inspired polish, so that tells me like Halloween. It released around the fall time, but I will be wearing this in summers only, because that's just the feeling it gave me. So when I wore this and loved it for I think 2-3 days, and then got tip wear on a few nails, I decided to skittle it with a manicure that I was with a polish that I was trying to decide, should I keep it or destash it, or should I keep the Sassy Pants polish or destash it? I thought they were really similar, but once I got them on my nails, I realized they were not. The polish that I added to the manicure is Koki's Oceana. This one is also a cerulean blue base, and it has shimmer that is so packed in there it almost looks metallic. It shifts like blue to gold. This was a really pretty polish. It didn't have that beautiful holographic or flakes that the Sassy Pants polish did, so I definitely preferred that one. But I actually don't think I'm going to destash this Koki polish either. It just had a deeper base than the Sassy Pants polish, so they are similar but not the same, and I like both. So winning manicure together, but I did like the Sassy Pants polish by itself a lot. Next we have another combo. I wore Static Nails Watermelon Stand and topped it with Colores de Carol Watch the Sunset. Watermelon Stand is a watermelon red shade. It has some pink lean to it. And then Watch the Sunset from Colores de Carol is an incredible iridescent flaky topper. So I wore Watermelon Stand on its own for a few days, and it was fantastic. Static Nails polishes always have a really great formula. I do have a Static Nails non-affiliate code I will put down in the description box in case you want to shop any of their shades. But this one did have a fabulous formula. It was almost a 1-coater, but definitely fully opaque in 2 and dried down very shiny and glossy. I was super happy wearing this cream on its own for several days as a manicure, which says a lot because I hardly ever do that. When it comes to manicures, I want flakes, I want shimmer, I want glitter, I want something. And this, I was happy with it on its own. However, by day 3 or 4, I was ready for a change. And so instead of completely changing out my manicure, I added Watch the Sunset from Colores de Carol. And wow, it was beautiful. Just that base color, the red, really brought out the shifts in those flakies. They were so pretty, and I felt like really popped against that red base. I didn't think my pictures did this combination justice. It was fantastic. 3 more manicures. The next one is Pahlish There's No Place Like Home. This one has a red jelly base and shifting shimmer that shifts red to copper to gold. So I purchased this in Pahlish pickup when I missed Wildflower Lacquer, Perhaps a Christmas Gourd. I purchased that one for a rewind, so it will be to me soon. But this definitely did satisfy that need. I was afraid I was gonna be a little disappointed with this. Oh my gosh, it was fabulous. It's another one that the shimmer was just so packed in there. It almost had like a metallic-y feel to it. It was just shifty and shimmery and glowy, and I don't see how a red summer manicure could really get better than this. It was wonderful. I put a little bit more information on my Instagram about what was going on in my life when I wore this polish, but basically we had a huge storm in my area. A tornado touched down like within not far from my house, and it was really scary. And so we had a lot of, well, not a lot, but we had a significant amount of damage to our home. And so wearing a polish that's called There's No Place Like Home, when all of that was going on, just felt like what are the chances, you know? But I feel like that's always going to be in my heart with this polish. Yeah, it didn't ruin it for me. It's so, so beautiful. I absolutely loved it. All right, 2 more. Next to last one, penultimate polish is Nailed It Blueberry-licious. Holy smokes. Okay, I just want to talk about how much I love it, but I will describe it first. It is a bright, like, sky blue base with all of these incredible shifty flakes that shift gold to green to copper. Nailed It makes me happy. I love their polishes. They're one of the brands, I did swatch for them for a really short time, like twice or something, but they're one of the brands that I have not swatched for or have hardly swatched for, and I still have a lot of polishes from them. Like, I have a love in my heart for this brand where I want to purchase almost everything they buy or offer, and yeah, they're wonderful. I just got an order in from them this weekend. This polish was fantastic. It was perfect. Fully opaque in 2 to 3 coats. The shift in the flakes was bananas. The base was so bright and fun. It made me wish I had picked up the entire Taste the Rainbow collection. They did just release like a volume 2 Taste the Rainbow, and I picked up a few of those, but if this collection ever comes back, the original, I did like it a little bit more than the volume 2. I will be getting the rest of these because they're amazing. And the final polish that I wore in June was, I think, my favorite of the month. It was Cirque Colors Pyro. This one is a neon orange. It released in last year's Vice collection. It is eye-searing and amazing. Yeah, there's a reason this was so hyped up. It is an outstanding polish, fully opaque pretty much in 1 coat, but definitely opaque in 2. Just blinding and beautiful and flattering. I love, love, love Pyro. I'm so glad I grabbed it. I was kind of on the fence about it because last summer I was very hesitant when it came to neons. This summer I've been embracing it a little bit more. So I wasn't sure if I should grab Pyro last year, and I would have been heartbroken to not have this in my collection. It's just the perfect neon orange. It has just a little bit of red in it, and it kind of feels like almost corally, but it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. I think it's convinced me to get like most of the Vice collection offerings each year. That's how amazing it was. So those are all the polishes that I wore in June. Let me know down in the comments what you loved from what I wore, what you didn't love from what I wore. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!